Not sure which ham radio to choose? In this video, I share my top 3 picks to help you find the right one based on what you need and how experienced you are. First, for the best mobile ham radio, I suggest the BTECH UV-50X3. It's a great choice if you want something powerful to use in your car or on the move. BTECH UV-50X3 radio gives you a lot of features for the price. It's a tri-band mobile radio that works on VHF, UHF, and 220 MHz, 1.25 meter, so you get a wide range of frequencies to use. One of the best things about it is the power. It puts out 50 watts on VHF and UHF, but on the 220 MHz band, it only puts out 5 watts, which might not be enough for some people. Still, 5 watts is usually enough to reach local repeaters, so it's not a huge problem. The main body of the radio is tough and well built, with a big heatsink and a fan that turns on only if you're transmitting at high power for a while. On the downside, the microphone and control head feel a little cheap compared to the solid body. If you'll be using it in a rough environment, be careful with those parts so they don't wear out quickly. Programming this radio is easier than with some other Baofeng models. You can use the menu or chirp software. Just note that the programming cable doesn't come with it, and it might cost about $40 more. Once you get the cable, it's much faster to add channels. One cool extra feature is crossband repeat. It basically lets the radio work like 2 radios at once, which is rare for radios in this price range. The UV-50X3 is a lot like the more expensive Yaesu FTM350, just with different software and a much lower price. It may not be as polished as more expensive brands like Yaesu or Kenwood, but it's FCC certified and works well for everyday use. It has a color screen, good sound quality, and dual receivers so you can listen to 2 bands at once. It also comes with a separation cable and a suction cup mount, so you can place the control head somewhere else if needed, like on your dashboard while the main unit is under the seat or in the trunk. Compared to other radios in the same price range, the UV-50X3 stands out because of its tri-band support and cross-band repeat, even if the 220 MHz band is lower power. If you're looking for a full-featured tri-band radio but don't want to spend a lot, this is a great choice. Pros: works on VHF, UHF, and 220 MHz, has cross-band repeat, 50 watts of power on VHF and UHF, easy to program with chirp after you get the cable, strong, well-built main unit with good cooling. Cons: only 5 watts on 220 MHz, mic and control head feel a bit cheap, programming cable is sold separately. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you decide if the UV-50X3 is right for you. If you like radios, don't forget to subscribe and watch more of our reviews. Feel free to leave your thoughts or questions in the comments. Next, for a multi-band ham radio, go with the Kenwood TH-D75A. It's packed with features and works on different bands, making it very flexible. The Kenwood TH-D75A is a high-end handheld ham radio. If you're thinking about getting a premium model, the price, usually over $700, might give you pause. It's definitely not cheap, but let's break down what you're getting for that money, especially compared to other popular radios like the Yaesu FT5D or ICOM ID52. First off, the build is excellent. It's strong, solid, and feels like it can handle rough use. The audio quality is a standout, loud, clear, and sharp, whether you're sending or receiving. It's noticeably better than the older TH-D74, and even a bit better than the ID52 in noisy places. Feature-wise, the D75A does a lot. It has APRS with built-in GPS, and a TNC that handles packet data well. With Bluetooth, you can easily link it to your phone for tracking. It also supports D-Star digital voice, letting you connect to reflectors smoothly, about the same as the ID52. It's a wideband receiver, meaning it picks up HF, VHF, and UHF bands. You can even listen to shortwave while traveling, though the HF performance isn't great without a better antenna. For VHF and UHF, it's excellent, covering 2 meters, 1.25 meters, and 70 centimeters with up to 5 watts of power. The screen is full color and easy to see in sunlight, though a bit smaller than the one on the ID52. Buttons are responsive and feel nice to use. A big plus is the USB-C port. You can charge and program the radio with one modern cable. That's a step up from older models using micro USB. Compared to the FT5D, the D75A gives you more features, though you pay extra. But it's not perfect. The menu system is the same as the TH-D74 and still a bit confusing. The battery life isn't great. You'll need a spare if you transmit often. Another downside, there's no FM repeater scanning in the nearby repeater function, only D-Star. That's something the ID52 does better. And it doesn't have an official waterproof rating, which is disappointing for a radio in this price range. So why choose the TH-D75A? Because it offers a lot. APRS, D-Star, wideband listening, and great audio, all in one tough, reliable radio. The FT5D is cheaper but misses some digital features. The ID52 is a strong competitor, but to get APRS you'd need an extra device, which adds to the cost. If you want a high-quality, all-in-one radio and can handle a few downsides, the TH-D75A is a great pick. Should you upgrade from a D74? Only if you really want the newer digital features. What I like: clear, loud audio, APRS, GPS, and D-Star built-in, solid, premium build, USB-C charging and programming. What I don't like: expensive. Menus are hard to use, short battery life, no FM repeater search in the nearby repeater feature, not waterproof. Lastly, if you're just getting started, the Baofeng BF-F8HP Pro is the best beginner-friendly option. It's simple to use and doesn't cost too much. Right when you turn on the BF-F8HP Pro, it's clear that this radio is a big step up from the older BF-F8HP. One of the biggest improvements is that it supports 3 frequency bands: 70 centimeters, 1.25 meters, 220 megahertz, and 2 meters. The addition of the 1.25 meter band is great if you want more options, especially for using local repeaters. Another upgrade is the built-in GPS, which replaces the flashlight from the older model. While some might miss having a flashlight, the GPS lets you share your location with saved contacts, which is really useful for group trips or emergency situations. When it comes to performance, the Pro version really delivers. Baofeng says it puts out 8 watts on the 70 centimeters and 2 meter bands, and 5 watts on the 1.25 meter band, but in actual use, it goes even higher. It can hit up to 11 watts on 2 meter, about 9 watts on 70 centimeters, and around 5.5 to 5.7 watts on 1.25 meter. That's more power than the older version. The build quality is also better. The radio feels tougher and the battery locks in more securely. It comes with a 2500 milliamp hour battery that charges using USB-C, which is a nice upgrade from the older micro USB or charging docks. It also has IP54 splash and dust protection, so it's good for outdoor use. Just don't dunk it in water. The software features have improved too. You can save up to 1,000 channels and organize them into zones for easier access. This is something the old model didn't have. Plus, the Pro version supports firmware updates, so Baofeng can fix bugs or add features in the future, something the older models couldn't do. Now it's not perfect. One issue is that the harmonic output on the 2 band isn't great. It's about 18.9 dBs below the main signal, which might be a problem in areas with strict radio rules. Also, the included antenna is just average, like most Baofeng antennas, so it's worth getting a better one if you want more range. Zone switching could be easier, and yes, there's no flashlight like before. Overall, the BF-F8HP Pro is probably Baofeng's best analog handheld radio so far. With its tri-band support, extra power, GPS, USB-C charging, and new features, it clearly improves on the old model in just about every way. What's good? Tribe 2 meter, 70 centimeters, 1.25 meters, higher power than advertised. GPS for sharing your location, bigger battery with USB-C charging, zones and firmware update support. What could be better? Harmonics on 2 could be cleaner. Stock antenna is just okay. No built-in flashlight. Zone switching takes a few extra steps. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you figure out which radio is right for you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment with your thoughts. Have an awesome day.